All right, good. So we're recording. Welcome everyone to training. We're 7 minutes in. We're 7 minutes late. My apologies. I was having a bit of a technical difficulty there, and I'm here killing mosquitoes. My name's Abel Prieto, and I'm coming to you live from Miami, Florida. We got a great training for you guys today. So, before I do that, I just want to let everyone know how proud of you guys I am. Our team is doing some really, really great stuff. Our team is on fire. Our team is on the go. Our team is en movimiento. We are moving. We are blowing and going. And I'll tell you this is probably the best time to be involved with our business. Go ahead and, man, Johan's a lucky man, bro. Johan's in good company. All right. This is great. I'm here all by myself. My girlfriend's in Mallorca. This isn't fair, man. This isn't fair. All right. Let me see. Let me just make sure we're doing this right. How can I control everything? So, okay, here we go. Here's where I can control here. So let's do this. If you got something to say, feel free to open up your mic. If you got a question to ask, hopefully you won't. And if you want to add something, hopefully it's to the point and short and sweet. And if not, then I'm going to ask you guys to please mute your microphones so that we don't get a lot of noise. So I'll give you a chance to do that. If not, I'll go ahead and do it. But today we got a great training. So I just got back from Tampa, Florida, from Orlando, Florida. And one of the great things that I love about our business is the fact that you can build your business online and you can build it offline. As a matter of fact, most of the great people in cruises that have built great businesses have done it both ways. You know, they've done it offline and they've done it online. And if you're able to do that, you're able to not only build your business differently, you're able to use the power of technology, which in cruises is all about technology. You know, through technology is why we are in 206 countries, right? Because we use the power of online meetings and webinars and referral links and different technological advantages that we have now that I didn't have back in the day when I first got started in network marketing. There was no Facebook, there was no Instagram, there was no WhatsApp, there was no group texting. We had to get very creative. As a matter of fact, I believe that right now is the easiest time in the history of network marketing to build a network marketing business. That being said, is it easy? No, of course it's not going to be easy. Becoming rich isn't easy. Becoming a millionaire isn't easy. Becoming, creating a business that pays you residual passive income is not easy. You know, getting paid overrides 24 hours a day. You know, it shocks me all the time when someone that I'm working with says, man, I didn't know it was going to be this hard. I'm like, really? You didn't? What did you expect? Oh, you expected it to be easy. Wow, okay, that's interesting. No, I've never heard of, unless you win the lottery, or unless you inherit money, or unless you're doing something really bad that's illegal. And even there, if you're gonna be a drug dealer, there are successful drug dealers and there are very unsuccessful drug dealers that even in that industry, you gotta know how to manage your money, you gotta be a good entrepreneur. But if you want to call it easy money, yeah, you sell some drugs, make a lot of money, and boom, you're rich, from overnight. But it's never easy. You got to pay a price. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to meet a lot of great people. You're going to grow as a person. You're going to be able to help a lot of people. So that's one of the first tips that I want to give you today as we do this master class on how to build a business is, the fact that I remember when I was first building my business, and then now that I'm building it again, there's a lot of work, right? There's a lot of work. There's that daily activity. You got to manage yourself. You got to be your own boss, which could be good. It could be bad, depending if you're disciplined or not disciplined, if you're good at time management or not good at time management. You can do, as Marcus says, the great thing about this business is that you can do what you want, whenever you want. That's the great thing about our type of business. The bad thing about our business is that you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want, with whomever you want. So it all depends on your discipline level. So, as I'm now doing the daily activities, the prospecting, the reaching out to people, the talking with my team, the creating events, running all these different processes and working with new people and doing meetings and doing all the things that you have to do to grow a successful business. Sometimes you're going to have moments. Sometimes you're going to have moments where, it's going to be tough. You're going to have up times and down times. I have those. People, I know you see me and I'm always happy and I'm excited and I'm motivating. But trust me, I have my moments where, man, life hits me. It could be a personal challenge, a family challenge, a business challenge. And then, so you're going to go through that, right? That daily, and it's normal. Every business has that. Every business, not just In-Cruises, every network marketing business, not just network marketing, every business. Whether you want to go open a McDonald's franchise and come up with $1 million, whatever it is you want to do, business is going to have that. Business is going to have that. But I was always good at being above it all. In other words, while I was here, let's see how I do this. While I was here working, doing the daily activities, doing the actions, right? Well, you know what we're talking about? We're doing it now with your business. You're new, I'm prospecting, and then someone quits on you, and then you recruit someone and they tell you they're going to do it, and then they disappear. All the things that we deal with, right? To go become rich, to go get rich, to go make a lot of money, change our lives forever, change our family tree, leave an inheritance for our family, a business that they can inherit, to travel the world, to do all those things. That's what I was focused on. You see, I was up here. I was working, but I was up here. I was up here focused on the goal. So as you do all these daily activities that we got to do, it's important to stay focused. I want to talk to you about staying focused. I want to talk to you about different things that you can do to grow your business. Okay. So that being said, I just got back from Tampa. I was up with a team in Tampa, a new team that we're working with. I was up with our team in Orlando. Juan Betancourt is heading up that team. Brand new marketing director, brand new Fast Start Award winner, headed towards senior marketing director. And, we do that. We do a meeting for this brand new person in my organization. We do a meeting at her office, and her first meeting, she had about 15 people there that she invited, family members and friends. And then we opened it up. We opened it up to other people that were in the area. And as we opened it up, I realized that, man, you got to learn how to manage teams. You got to really learn how to manage teams. And one of the advices that I want to give you today is, get good at knowing which teams to work with and when to work with these teams. Part of me was always like, so I'm there with Juan Betancourt and he's got some new people, and I'm working with this new lady and she's got new people. But then I invited it to, I opened up the meeting for other people from other teams that have been in In-Cruises for a while. Some of them are great leaders. Some of them are clueless. And then I'm bringing all these people in. And then I realized, man, you know what? I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I want to work with new people. And it's almost like I don't want to, what's the word I don't want to, one bad apple spoils the bunch, where, what's the word? I don't want to...
Contaminate.
What is it?
Contaminate.
Contaminate. It's almost like I was saying, oh my God, I don't want to contaminate my new people with the old people, And so I want to encourage you, as you're building your teams, be careful with sidelines, getting involved with other sidelines. In all my years in network marketing, I've come to realize that even though we're all one big family here, we're all here to help each other, it's got to be from a distance. Because what happens is that, for example, let's say Juan is in my team, right? Juan is in my team. Juan is my friend. He's in my team. I'm helping him grow his business. He's doing the right things. This guy's focused. He wants to go full time. He wants to go out and do big things, become an international executive, board of directors, right? And I'm working with Juan. And then all of a sudden, if Juan does something that I don't like, he said something, he does something I don't like. He does it all the time, by the way. He does this all the time, all right? I'm just kidding, bro. And he says something that I don't like, something I disagree with, but as his upline, because he's in my team, I want to care. Now with Juan, it's different because he's an old friend, so there's more there, but I'm talking about with people in general. As his upline, I want to really take care of that relationship, right? So as his upline, I'm willing to say, okay, no problem. I'm going to lead him. I'm going to guide him. but I want to take care of that relationship, right? I don't want to piss Juan off. I don't want to make him mad at me. I don't want to get him disappointed in me as his leader. Why? Because that ruins everything, right? It'll ruin it for Juan if he gets so mad at me that he says, screw this, I'm out of here. Boom. He loses the great opportunity. I lose a great leader that can make a lot of money, make me a lot of money. Everyone's making money. So the beauty about network marketing says, since you're working with teams, individual teams, we work with a volunteer army, you tend to take care of that relationship a lot, right? I mean, you take care of it. You do everything you can. Sometimes you're going to screw it up. I know I say things to Juan. Sometimes they must be like, oh my God, this guy's such an a-hole. You know, no one's perfect. No one's perfect. But I want to take care of that. What happens when you bring sidelines from other teams into your meetings and everyone's working together? That relationship doesn't exist. So all of a sudden you got a sideline coming in, and that sideline's got no financial connection to this person. And that's what I've noticed. And sometimes sidelines will come in and say, oh, but I think this about you, or I think this about this, the way your business works, or I think you should do this, or I don't like this. And all of a sudden it can ruin that relationship. And then this is not what happened, by the way. I'm just telling you, for those of you who are building organizations, be very aware of this. Now, Juan gets mad at this guy. He gets mad at 8 Cruises, and boom, there goes Juan. I've seen it happen many, many times. So although we are one big happy family, as a leader, you got to learn to work with teams, not organizations. You got to learn to work with individual teams. Sometimes it's good to bring everyone together, right, Juan? We talked about this the other day. We do a big meeting, a big event, a local event, a regional event, something big. Yeah, bring everyone together. But when it comes to these smaller events, like launching someone's brand new business, I told Juan, man, I'm still learning. I can't believe, and the meeting went great, by the way. The meeting went great. Yeah, there were a couple hiccups here and there, a challenge with the technology, things that we're gonna make better. But I was telling Juan, I'm like, man, I'm still learning. I can't believe it. I thought I knew it all. I thought I knew it all. I thought I had seen it all, and I almost have. But you always gotta get better. Learn from your experiences. So we're in Tampa, we're in Orlando. I'm spending time with Nora Leiva, Edwin Leiva. I'm spending time with Juan Betancourt. I'm showing him some of the stuff that's coming. Oh man, wait till you guys see what's coming. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, I know Edwin got excited about it. I know Juan got excited about it. We're gonna have another meeting with regional directors and above tomorrow with Hutch. Then I'm meeting with Radar and other people. We're gonna do a meeting for everyone so that you guys know what's coming with membership 3.0 and how it is that you got to get ready now so that when that comes in May, you've got some momentum building, you've got some people in your team. And I'm doing that, and I'm saying, man, I love this business. The fact that we're able to do that. And the fact that, even though it requires work, I enjoy what we do. I enjoy what I do. I love seeing people grow. I love people making money and succeeding, and what a great business we have. So we just did that event. Now I'm back in Miami. On the 21st, I head to Croatia. We're gonna do a big event with Life Mastery in Croatia. I've never been there. Then I go to Denia, Spain. We're gonna do another event. 150 people, more or less, is what we're expecting in Denia, Spain, with Javier Gomez's team. And we're gonna bring Jonathan Diaz in with Estefania board of directors. We're gonna have a psychologist there as a guest speaker, working on your brain, trying to brainwash you a little bit. We're gonna have a personal fitness guru. This guy's gonna tell you, hey, listen, I get it. We're here building a business. We're here to become successful entrepreneurs, but you gotta watch your personal fitness. We're gonna give you some of that. You're gonna have Jonathan Diaz, a board of directors, Abel Prieto, Javier Gomez. We're gonna have other regional directors. We rented a restaurant where the event's gonna be at. It's right on the beach. Oh man, if you guys are anywhere close to Denia, you guys should be there. It's on the beach. Your ticket price includes breakfast, lunch, dinner, champagne at the end of the event, coffee, snacks. It's a total VIP event. That's the way we like to do events, total all-out VIP. And we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go to Bulgaria. I'm doing a meeting for the Romanians in Bulgaria with Sonika, our international director from our team. Then we're gonna go to London to be over there with Hainal and everyone that can be there. And man, If you do the things that I'm going to tell you to do today, that's what you can do. That's what you can do. You can live that kind of life, but you're going to have to pay the price. And the more I work, the more I realize how special our business is. And we're going to talk about that. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about what it takes to win at InCruises. What does it take to win here? And we talked about 3 things. We talked about, number 1, you got to stay connected. You got to stay connected to the system. You got to stay close to the campfire. You got to be in the webinars, the meetings. We talked about staying connected. Number 2, you got to have mental toughness. You got to be mentally tough. You got to be tough for those tough times. You got to be tougher, right? And then number 3, we talked about there are daily constant activities that you got to focus on, because you can stay connected to the system. That's great. That's one of the things. You can be mentally tough, but if you're not doing daily constant activities that move your business forward, it doesn't matter. You can be as mentally tough as you want. You can go to all the meetings, go to all the webinars, but you got to get to work, right? You guys with me? Does this make sense? You got to get to work. So we talked about some of the daily constant activities, and then the way you grow an organization is you get as many people as possible to do those 3 things. See, that's my job, your job as a leader. You have to first do it. You have to stay connected. I can't expect Edwin to be in all the meetings or the webinars that he can attend. And again, sometimes we can't be there for whatever reason. But we got to do everything in our power to be there, because we have to. I told you, it's the first key to having success is you've got to stay connected, right? I can't expect Edwin to be here if I'm not here. I can't expect my team to be here if I'm not here. So you have to do it first. You have to be mentally tough. You have to have a leadership mindset, and then you got to do daily activities, but then build as many people as possible in different legs, different teams that are staying connected, mentally tough, and doing daily activities. And when you have a lot of people that are that person, you're done. You're done. Now you're going to have a business that works with or without you. You guys get this? Is this stuff making sense? So I like to keep our business very simple. I mean, you got to keep it simple. Keep your business very simple. Hey, listen, stay connected to the system. Hey, you got to be mentally tough. And you got to do daily constant activities. You do that, and then you duplicate that, and then everything is going to work out. So that being said, again, I just wanted to give you a brief recap of what we've covered over the last couple of weeks, and then let's go ahead and move on. You guys ready? You guys ready? All right. Here we go. Let's start here. No, cover that. You guys ready? I'm just making sure you're ready. All right. All right. So, what do I look for when I'm going to recruit someone? When I want to bring someone into my business, what is it that I look for? I look for someone that has a market. I look for someone that has credibility in that market. And I look for someone that is willing to take me to that market. Remember that. When you recruit someone, we talked about your personal management philosophy, is look for people that have a market, have credibility in that market, and have a willingness to take you to that market. When I recruit someone like that, it's game over. It's game over. You want to work with those types of people. Now, does that mean that sometimes you're going to recruit someone that doesn't have a market? Yeah, you can recruit someone that doesn't have a market, that doesn't have any friends, doesn't know anyone, doesn't have a great reputation, maybe even has a bad reputation. Maybe this person owes a lot of people a lot of money. That's why you can't talk to them. Maybe that person will make it if they're willing to build new markets, if they're willing to go out in the cold, if they're willing to, go on Facebook and develop new relationships and use social media and go out there and, basically knock on doors. That person can make it. I've seen people make it like that. But the probabilities of that person make it go down when they don't have a market, credibility in that market, and a willingness to take you to that market. Keep that in mind. That's the person that you're looking for. Does that make sense? You guys getting this? When you find someone like that, it's game over, unless that person is willing to do other things to get in front of a lot of people. So for example, sometimes I'll recruit someone and they'll say to me, Abel, look, I've done other businesses. I kind of burned my market. I got people into this and I got people into that. And, I just, I don't want to talk to the people that I know. I don't want to talk to my friends. I don't want to talk to my family. I want to talk to new people. I'm willing to do that. If that person is willing to do that and willing to do the work it takes to do that, then damn, okay, work with that person. But it's just so much easier when they have a market, credibility in that market, and a willingness to take you to that market. Does this make sense? You guys getting this? Any questions so far? Any doubts, concerns? No, we're good to go?
Awesome. Keep going.
All right. So, going back to where we started, if you know that what you have to do is stay connected to the system, have mental toughness, take daily actions, and duplicate that across your organization, how is it that you duplicate that across your organization? It's what Guy Kawasaki talks about in his book called Enchantment. I suggest if you guys get a chance, look up that book. Guys, how do you do this? Amazing. In his book called Enchantment, Guy Kawasaki, not Robert Kiyosaki, it's another guy. Guy Kawasaki, this guy was around when Apple became a very big brand, and he saw the growth of Apple, and he became a student of Apple. He became someone that just, he was involved with Apple, okay, Steve Jobs and all those people. And he wrote a book called Enchantment, how to create an enchanting product, an enchanting team, a team that people fall in love with, how to become an enchanting person. It's called Enchantment. Check that out. By the way, Frank Codina gave me that book years ago. He's the one that gave it to me. He said, here, you should read it. I read it. I fell in love with it. And one of the things that Guy Kawasaki talks about in his book is that what Apple was able to do is they were able to get people to internalize Apple. Internalization, he calls it. Internalization is when people fall in love with your product, when people fall in love with your company, when they fall in love with your team, when they fall in love with your leadership, when people want to work with you, they want to follow you because they believe that you're going somewhere and they want to go with you. Isn't that what we all want? Of course, that's what we want. So he talks about internalization, and then he talks about Apple, and then I turned it around and said, how do we do that at Incruises? How do you do that in network marketing? How do you get people to say, hey, Abel, even if you quit, I'm still gonna do this. With or without you, I've internalized this so much. I believe in this company, in your product, in the compensation plan, in the team, in the environment, and in the company and everything. I believe so much in this that I'm gonna do it with or without you. How do you get people to that level? There's 5 ways you do that. 5 things you can do to create a team that internalizes your company. Not just Incruises, your company. Because remember, we're all here building a company within a company. We're all here building a business within a business. There's 5 ways you can do that. Number 1, understand it's going to take time. So that's the bad news. It's going to take some time. In other words, you're rarely going to be able to recruit someone that from day one internalizes everything. Internalizes, just becomes a total believer. All out, all in, totally sold out on in-cruises. I mean, you're rarely going to find that. Sometimes you are, but it's very rare. So understand that it's going to take some time. You got to spend time with people. Number 2, you have to lead by example. In other words, if you want to get people to follow you, to do what you're telling them that they got to do to build a business, who has to do it first? You do. You got to do it. You got to lead by example. Exampleship is the greatest form of leadership. I'm running out of battery over here. Exampleship is the greatest form of leadership. So when you dedicate time to people, to your teams, to your people, the right people, not all the people, the right people, the ones that are what? Staying connected to the system, are starting to develop mental toughness, and are taking the daily actions, right? You got to spend your time with your A players. When you do that, and they look at you and you spend that time and you're leading by example, they believe in you more, and they believe in themselves more, and they believe in the future more. They believe in the company more because you're doing it. Number 3, you have to start making money. You have to start achieving success. You have to show that it works. It's called proof of concept. If I was to sit here today and I was to say to you, and I was to speak to you like this, I would do these webinars every week. I had all this knowledge that I have. I'm excited. I feel good about life. I give great speeches. But you find out that I've been in the business for 8 years and I'm still a marketing director, barely getting by, barely paying my bills. What would that do to my influence over you? What would that do to my reputation? It would ruin it. Now, because you know that I make money, that I'm successful. Now, I'm not talking about, by the way, what do I mean by you got to make money? I'm not telling you got to become an international director above. I'm saying you gotta be moving in the right direction. And what I think that the rank that you got to get at, where you can say, I'm making some nice money now, and you start making a bit of a difference in your life, I would say, where it facilitates this process, you get people to really internalize it, is regional director and above. If you're brand new in the business, it's okay. If you're not a regional director, you're not supposed to be. But you got to be moving there. But eventually, you got to get to regional director and above. Because as a regional director and above, you could make 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand a month. You can do this full time. You can do it for a living. And now you're starting to make really good money. You're feeling good about yourself. It comes out in the way you speak to people. So number 3, you got to have success. You got to start showing people that you're successful. Does this make sense? I'm talking about this is how you get people to internalize your business. This is how you get people to stay connected, to grow in mental toughness, to follow you, to do the daily actions, because you're getting them to this point where they're internalizing the business. Number 4, you have to be connected to the system, and you have to make sure that they're connected. This is the way you get people to internalize. How does someone internalize the system? By staying connected to the system. You have to do it first. That's why you got to lead by example. You got to start making money, and you have to stay connected to a system and get them to stay connected to the system. Number 5, you got to build relationships and love your team. You got to love your people. And Juan knows all about this because we come from a company where the founder of the company, that's what he always talked about. You got to love your people. You got to get to know your people. You got to build relationships with your people. You can't be a boss. You got to be a coach. You got to be a leader. You have to be a friend. You can't come into this business. We're not at a job. We're not here saying, you got to do this, and if not, you get fired. No. Here we run a volunteer army. So the way you get people to move is by doing these 5 things. Spending time with them, leading by example, making money, making sure that you and them are connected to the system, and then creating relationships with your people and loving your people. Now, this is not the way it works in corporate America. This is not the way it works at a normal job. Your boss doesn't have to build a relationship with you. Your boss doesn't really even have to get to know you much. Your boss doesn't have to love you. Your boss has to tell you, if you don't do this, you're fired, and that's it. That's how they get people to work. They're under the constant threat of getting fired, eliminated, laid off. That's not the way it works at Incruises. We are a leadership factory. The reason I have what I have is because I have a lot of leaders in my organization. And this is how you do it. Are you guys getting this? This is the way you build a business. And when you do those 5 things and people start internalizing the message, and people start believing in themselves, believing in you, believing in the company, believing in your company, then that's how you develop a business that you can step away from and it keeps working without you. A business that works with or without you. So for example, in my case, should I stop working the way that I'm working now, and I'm working right now, I'm still gonna make money. I'm still gonna make what an international director makes, which is $20,000 to $50,000 a month. Whether I show up or not, I just gotta make sure I stay active with one little customer every month. That's like, that falls in my lap every month. Because when you get to this point, you have so many people, so many connections that on a monthly basis, I have people that reach out to me and say, hey, I wanna do that. Or I wanna, tell me about that membership. Or, I wanna join your business, right? I'm at that. That's where you can be. When you become a regional and a national, and that whole thing about that one active, I gotta stay active. And remember, it's not 1 a month. You can do 12 in 1 month and you're good for 12 months. It's not a big deal. Worst case scenario, I'll tell you this. Somebody's buying the membership this month. Somebody's buying it. You understand what I'm saying, guys? Someone's buying the membership. If there's a $10,000 bonus on the line, 10,000 in residuals or more, a builder's-based bonus, and all of a sudden at the end of the month, for some reason, and it still hasn't happened to me yet, I'm gonna make sure I'm getting that one meet. It's one customer, guys. Oh, you don't wanna do that? You don't wanna worry about that? Become a board of directors. Board of directors and above, they don't have that requirement. They don't have that requirement. But apart from that one little activity that I gotta do every month as an international director, and that's why I'm working towards board of directors, I don't have to do much. I can close this right now, do 0 webinars, not travel to Tampa, not travel to Orlando, not travel to Dania, not travel to Bulgaria, say no to all the people that are asking me to speak at their events. And Incruises, as an international director, will pay me $20,000 to $50,000 on a monthly basis. Who would like a business like that? The way you create that business is through staying connected and making sure people stay connected. Having mental toughness and developing people in your team with mental toughness. And doing daily activities, and then developing people in your team that know what daily activities are, and they start doing a lot of them. The way you make that happen is by getting people to internalize your vision, to internalize where you're going, your company, yourself, your team. The way you get people to internalize your business is with time, leading by example, making money, making sure they're connected to a system, and loving your team and building relationships with them. How do you get people to trust you? Let me tell you, the most important thing, there's a lot of most important, but this is way up there. I don't know if it's the most important one, but Edwin, this is a big one. The way you get people to trust you and to follow you. Okay, do you want to stand out in the world of business? Do you want to stand out and be successful? I learned this from one of my mentors, not a mentor, but a big leader in the company that we were at. His name was Mike Tuttle. Mike Tuttle was a $2 million a year earner in that company. Juan, you remember Mike Tuttle, right? From Texas. And Mike Tuttle, he was building a dream house, right? He was having his dream house, one of his dream houses. This guy already had other ones. But this guy was having a new dream house built. And he was dealing with contractors and, people that have to make that happen, the painters and the plumbers. And he wanted to be involved. He's from Texas. He's that guy. So he wanted to be involved in his dream house. And I remember him saying, man, it's incredible, even with the money that I make and the money that I'm paying these people, how most people don't show up, or they show up late, or they never show up. They tell you they're going to do something and they won't do it. I mean, it's crazy. I remember him saying that. This stuck to me, Juan. This really stuck with me. It's incredible. And he said, I could become a multi-millionaire in that business just by doing what I did here in this business, which is I show up when I say I'm going to show up. I'm there if I say I'm going to be there. I'm on time. I'm not late. I do what I say I'm going to do. What I did here, if I did there, I would leave all those guys behind, and I don't know anything about that business. What's the moral of the story? If you want to stand out, if you want to become super successful, do what you say you are going to do. If you say you're going to do something, do it. It's incredible. It's that simple. You know why? Because most people don't do that. Most people say they're going to do something and they don't. They say they're going to be there and they're not. They say they're going to show up and they're not. They say they're going to stay plugged into a system and they don't go to the webinars. They don't show up to the events. They say all these things and then they expect people to follow them? Hell no, that's not going to happen. If you want to stand out in the world of business, to include in cruises, do what you say you're going to do. That's how people will connect to the system, connect with you. That's you leading by example. That will help you make more money. That's how you build great relationships. That's how you get people to follow you and trust you and like you. Remember, people do business with people they like and trust. People do business with people they like and trust. You could be very trustworthy. You could be that guy that shows up. But if people don't like you, they ain't going to do business with you. You could be a likable person. You could be a person that people really like. He's such a nice guy. She's such a nice girl. She's got great personality. But if they don't feel like they can trust you, they ain't going to do business with you. They're not going to stick around. You're not going to get them to internalize in cruises. You got to do what you say you're going to do. That being said, are you going to be perfect? Nope. Do I screw up sometimes? Yep. Do I sometimes show up late? Sometimes. Do I sometimes tell you I'm going to do something and somehow something happens? Sometimes. But let me tell you this. 9 out of 10 times, I'm there. I'd say 90%, 90 out of 100 times. If you're up in the 80s or 90s, you can become a multi-millionaire at Cruises. But you can't be in the 50s or 60s or 40s because that's someone that people say, I can't trust this lady. I can't trust her. And if they can't trust you, they won't follow you. Is all this making sense? I sure hope it is, man. I'm telling you, it's these little things that will mark the difference in your business. It's these little things that will make you filthy rich. Any questions on that? Any comments? Anything you guys want to add?
Thank you for bringing all this information, dude. It's very valuable, and it's fundamental if we want to really build a business. And that's how we making people to having people to trust you and like you. Remember when we used to say a friend will not quit on a friend? It's exactly because of all these principles.
That's true. It's easier to quit on a boss, but it's really hard to quit on a friend.
That's right.
I mean, it's happened to me, but it's very difficult.
Yep.
It's almost impossible. People will quit on a boss, but they'll never or almost never quit on a friend. This is what it takes to build an incredible business at InCruises. This is what you have to do to become successful. So that being said, let me close with this. I want you to learn how to recognize certain people. And I'm going to do a really big training on this coming up. But one of the things that I've had to get good at is you have to learn how to recognize certain people. I want to give you a list of certain types of personalities. And then I want you to ask yourself, one, am I that person? Which one am I? And you can be a combination of several. And then two, I want you to recognize these people in your team and as you bring them into your organization. This is very important. You guys ready for this? One, the vampires. Be careful with the vampires. The people that will suck the energy out of you. The people that will drain your energy. The people that are negative. They're pessimists. They're what we call here in the States, negative Nancy's. The Debbie Downers. Be careful with the vampires. Oof, man. Be careful with the... Juan, you know any vampires in your life? Juan, you know any vampires in your life?
I got a few. It's just one.
We gotta stay away from the vampires, man.
Sometimes I gotta walk and go.
I want to suck your blood. You gotta stay away from the vampires. Recognize them. Those are pretty easy to recognize. Then there's some other ones. Two, the nice people. Nice people are nice. That's good. That's good. I want to be a nice person. I think I'm a nice person. You know, you guys are all nice people. But nice people, I'm talking about not just people that are nice, but people that are just nice. I mean, you know, they're probably never going to do much with our business. You need to learn how to spend time with the right people. Nice people are great. We want nice people in our business. But if you want to build a great business, you got to spend your time with the right people. Remember, you always want to spend time with people not that need your time. You want to spend time with people that deserve your time. There's going to be a lot of people in your team as you get wide and you start building teams downline. There's going to be people that need your time or want your time. That's good. That's a step in the right direction. At least they need it, want it. But it doesn't mean that they deserve your time. See, if that vampire needs and wants your time, don't give them your time. Be careful with the vampires. Nice people. They're nice people. That's great. We want them here. We want them in our meetings. We want them in our webinars. We want them in our lives. I love nice people. But spend your time with the right people. The thinkers. It's the third type of person. The thinkers. Oh, man. I love the thinkers. People are always thinking about things. They're always thinking about things. They never really get around to doing much, but boy, they love to think. Always coming up with new ideas and concepts and if only things were like this but I've got this idea and then I have someone on my team. Juan, it's not you, okay? Because you're a thinker, but you're also an action person. Like Juan is always, I make fun of him. I don't make fun of him, but we have a blast because he's always coming up with like good ideas, because he thinks like a marketer, right? He's good at marketing. He's been in sales, but so Juan thinks, but Juan is an action person too. Like he does it. He puts ideas to work. And while he's making those ideas work or developing them, he's working on a daily basis. So Juan, I'm not talking to you. All right. But the thinkers are the people that all they do is think. All they do is think. Be careful with the thinkers. The stretchers. People that stretch you. Ooh, you want those around. The stretchers. People that stretch you. They make you grow. They make you learn. They make you get better. They make you, understand more things that maybe you would normally not want to understand. When I think of a stretcher, I think of my friend Javier Gomez in Spain. That guy stretches me. Because, man, he's a thinker. He's an analytical guy. He's a theoretical guy. He's a structured guy, but he's an action guy. But that guy forces me to grow. Like, I've had to learn things because of Javier that I didn't know. Stretchers are good. You want stretchers around you, people that make you stretch. Are you a stretcher? Are you a nice person? Are you a vampire? Are you a thinker? And I want you to think about the people on your team and say, is she a vampire? Is she a nice person? Is she a thinker? Is she a stretcher? You got to learn to realize and then spend time with the right people. The militants. I want to give you one more after this one. The militants. Oh, the militants. People that come into your business and they're militant, and then they want to treat their teams like if they were in the military. And they want to be a boss. And they want to be careful with the militants. Don't be a militant. Don't think you can force people to do things. No, man. Don't be a militant. Be careful with the militants. And then we have the dreamers. The dreamers. Oh, man, I love the dreamers. But there's two types of dreamers. I'm not talking about Martin Luther King, I have a dream type of dreamers. I'm talking about people that all they do is dream. All they do is dream. They dream so much. And I'm a dreamer, okay? I dream. I believe in the power of my dreams. I have a dream. I love Martin Luther King. I'm a dreamer. You got to have dreams. You got to go after your dreams. There's that type of dreamer. I'm not talking about that type of dreamer. I'm talking about the people that dream so much that they never wake up to go make those dreams come true. Be able to recognize certain people. I've gotten to the point where I start working with someone, I'm like, oh, he's one of these. Oh, he's one of those. Oh, he's one of those. And I used to fall for the dreamers. I used to fall for it. Man, that guy would sell me his dream. Oh, we're going to do this, and we're going to go this, and we're going to build here, and I want to develop this, and then 6 months later, they haven't done crap. Because all they do is dream. They dream so much that they never wake up to go make those dreams come true. I've got 10 more, but we're out of time. So ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to tell you is, you got to treat your business like a business, and it'll pay you like a business. Be a business person. Be smart. Be intelligent. Be responsible. Manage your time properly. Be disciplined. Stay connected to the system. Be here every week if you can be here. I remember Frank Odina told me once, Abel, the only reason you should miss training is if there's a funeral, your own funeral. That's one of the things I learned from Frank. You got to be there. Now, guys, that being said, we know things happen, but you got to be there most of the time. You got to make an effort to make it to all the trainings, all the webinars. You got to be there. You got to stay connected to the system. That's why I'm so happy to see you guys here. There's a bunch of people. I don't know why I put everyone on camera, because no one came on camera except Juan and Edwin for a little while, and Hainat was in and out. Next time, I'm going to be the only one on camera. Juan, I'd love to see you, but I tested something new today and it didn't work. So, what was I saying? So stay connected to a system. That's why I'm happy that you guys are here. But there's a bunch of people here that aren't on camera. For those of you who are not on camera, thanks for being here. Thanks for investing in yourself, in your business, in your future. Stay connected to the system. Developmental toughness. Edwin's back on camera. Edwin's eating. Edwin's like multitasking. I love it, but you're here. For those of you who are here in the chat, man, congratulations. You're taking a step in the right direction. You're accomplishing one of the great things you got to do to make it at InCruises. You're staying connected. Number 2, develop mental toughness. Number 3, do the daily activities. And then get it really good at developing teams that work with or without you. How? Through internalization. How do you accomplish internalization? I gave you the 5 ways. Number 1, it's going to take some time. Number 2, you got to lead by example. Number 3, you got to make money, become successful. Number 4, you got to stay connected to the system and make sure they're connected. And number 5, you got to love your team, love your people, treat everyone well, treat everyone with respect, get to know your people, develop relationships with your people. And if you do this, you're going to make a lot of money and help a lot of people make a lot of money and live a life where people ask me all the time, Abel, what do you do for a living? I do 2 things. I make money and I have fun. Helping other people make money and have fun. So I want to thank you guys for being here. We got Romalie on the camera now. We got Edwin on the camera. We got Nora on the camera. We got Juan on the camera. Thank you guys for being here. I love you guys. Let's do great things. I'll see you at the next event, next webinar. Let's go, let's go, let's go.